Aspiration, a place where ambition meets preparation. We're on the horizon, diving deep into undiscovered waters. Cruz Saudi, a vision realized, a sea of opportunities unfolds for the world to see. And we see every one of them. We are welcoming the world to witness natural wonders, underwater treasures, exotic beaches, archaeological sites, and experience the gracious culture and heritage of the kingdom that is Saudi Arabia. We take on the journey with great responsibility, making waves not just in headlines, but by becoming an enabler of employment, education, and training, creating limitless business opportunity in hospitality, tourism, ports, and destinations. Making an impact, not just by creating opportunities, but unforgettable experiences. Making sure we introduce the world to the world that is Cruz Saudi. Discover Cruz Saudi.
This was a glimpse into Cruz Saudi, the next chapter of tourism in Saudi Arabia. I am Fawaz Farooqui, the interim CEO of Cruz Saudi. Almost more than any other industry in the world, travel and tourism have been hit the hardest by the pandemic. As we recover and all these bans are lifted, these industries are destined to come back and recover with a strong sense of purpose and possibility. Allow me to leave the floor to our distinguished moderator, Karl Holz, the former president of Disney Cruise and senior advisor of McKinsey & Company. Welcome, Karl.
Thank you very much, Mr. Farooqui. It is indeed a pleasure to welcome everyone to this panel discussion. Today, we'll ask the question of how the pandemic might reimagine travel and hospitality. We're delighted to have with us a panel of industry leaders who are driving this vibrant and critical phase of recovery. Mr. Farooqui, we welcome you and my heartiest congratulations on your exciting and unprecedented news. Also joining us today, we have Pierfrancesco Vago, Executive Chairman of MSC, and the newly appointed Global Chairman of Cruise Lines International Association. And live from Riyadh, we have Manfredi Lefebvre de Ovidio, the past chairman of Silversea Cruises and currently chairman of Abercrombie & Kent. And finally, the man who changed the way we think about hotels, Barry Sternlicht, CEO of Starwood Capital. So all I can say is, wow, what an exciting moment in the history of the cruise industry. So Fawaz, if I may, could you tell us more?
Indeed, Karl. This is a historic moment for us as we launch and announce Cruz Saudi, which is a PIF company mandated to develop the cruise industry in Saudi Arabia and attract global cruise lines. And let me tell you why this is important. Number one, this is a testament to Vision 2030 and the tourists we want to attract and the new cultural sites we want to develop and open. Number two, is a brand new destination, and this is exactly what the cruise industry is looking for. So we want to give them access to beautiful sites and pristine waters and beaches. With that, it's important for us to make sure that these sites are left untapped and also just ensure that the environment there is untouched. Number three, it's a boost to the economy. Like many other PIF companies, we will create significant number of jobs. They're estimated to be 50,000 direct, indirect, and seasonal jobs by 2035. 2 years ago, Cruz Saudi was a dream, but today it's a reality. Not because we're launching the company, but because we already launched our first successful pilot last summer amidst the pandemic. So Cruz Saudi is a reality today.
So, Vago, what lessons has the cruise and travel industry taken away from this pandemic as to how we come out of this stronger than ever before?
Well, hello, everybody. Good day, Karl. Good day, Mr. Farooqui. And hi, Look, Karl, it's COVID-19 is the biggest crisis that ever hit our industry. Since we halted our operation in March, we find ourselves in uncharted waters, and obviously we face unprecedented challenges. And among these, we had to adapt to no revenue environment and having to repatriate tens of thousands of seafarers and passengers. So we did an incredible lesson learned. We developed a healthy and safety protocol. We started to engage with all the health authorities in Europe, in the different countries, the local level. There was a lot of obviously ignorance, and we had to coordinate how to create what we call the new protocol, a protocol that was designed to very much offer a bubble to our passengers and to our guests. So this has obviously brought us to test immediately all our passengers, all our crew. And this was also the basic to have as a cruise industry, as clear, in the global policy, a policy that we presented to all the authorities throughout the world. Obviously, this is very good because I don't think in the tourist industry, many other industry came with the same protocol, very much like the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I mean, they had the same approach, very drastic from March. They did it, I saw it, by stopping all the operation immediately, by opening up in June. They had the same approach with the pilgrims, keeping the distance, very much using our same approach, drastic approach. And obviously, with the vaccine becoming more available, I'm sure we'll be ready to ramp up and resume operation in a structured manner, so that we will also have the capability to handle a hybrid situation with vaccinated passenger, vaccinated tourists, and non-vaccinated, obviously, tourists by testing them all, at embarkation.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Why don't I move on to Barry? Across the wider hospitality industry, what do you see as the key trends as we emerge into a new era of travel and tourism? Are you on mute?
He's on mute.
Mute.
Sorry about that. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me, and nice to be with you, Karl, and some of my friends in the travel industry. I think it's really the obvious is that we will have a vaccine. It will be prevalent, and it'll be interesting to see countries like Spain that have mandated the vaccine, whether there'll be whether this will be like the old polio vaccine, where countries say you can't come into our country unless you're vaccinated. If they do that, I think the international travel will be restored fairly quickly, or more quickly, not fairly quickly. It'll certainly be lag behind domestic travel. And so, but the interesting things are the big trends and how they impact the hotel industry, because we've all been able to take care of our guests. Sometimes we have many of them, sometimes we have very few of them in our hotels. So we've done the hard work, we've done the protocols, we've cleaning the rooms properly, we're doing our tests on our own employees. But I think the move to digitization, the comfort that the global customer has now got with the internet, and even the elderly that probably didn't use it before, now they have been forced to learn things like PayPal and search. And I think that raises the bar for travel in general. I think that when I was running Starwood Hotels, I used to say, we'd put a picture in the brochure of our best looking suite, and you'd book the room, and you book the hotel, and then you'd show up, and it's like, why does my room not look like that gorgeous picture online? I call it sort of truth in advertising. I think customers are going to get very good about the individual hotel, the experience at the hotel, and survey, whether it's TripAdvisor or other truth in advertising means to verify that they're staying at a good hotel, not a bad hotel in a good chain. So I think that raises the experience component of travel, and I think in general, the decommoditization of travel. You're going to have to be good at what you are and be good value for what you are. And customers are going to be able to check that online. So they're not just going to believe what I advertise. They're actually, as you know, today, influencers have replaced sort of advertising. I'm on the board of Estee Lauder. They spend more than $500 million a year with influencers. And people are going where they say, using their cosmetics, using the stuff they use and they're advertising for you. You're not advertising, your customers are advertising for you. So that has accelerated, and that raises the bar on your service, on the quality of what you're doing, whether you're overcharging the customer by picking at them with little things. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things that will come out of this is I think brands are going to have to fight harder for loyalty because you can build a brand today with sort of one hotel. And then owners are going to have to ask themselves, you know, am I getting a good return on investment signing up with a company that may not be delivering the same quality of the customer base it once did. So I think just being clean and safe will no longer be enough in the future. You're going to have to do something that makes the guest want to pay you more and stay with you over your rivals. So I think it's going to be a great industry in 3 or 4 years. we're gonna have to get through this.
Thank you very, very much. So we have about 5-6 minutes left. So I have a few more questions I want to ask. Let me go to you, Manfredi. You know, launching a new cruise line as we are still in the depth of this pandemic, what do you have to say about that?
Well, I mean, I think I agree with Vago, and with Barry, hello to everybody, by the way, that we are just waiting for the market to restart. And of course, you want to start a cruise line before the market has started, not after. You want to be there ready. And my experience is that the potential is very great. So I think that that is the case. I wish I was in cruising still now. Unfortunately, I'm not. I have another beautiful business, but every morning I wake up and I say, how sad I am I'm not in cruising.
Understood.
You know what
Let's
I mean,
move back to you,
Carl.
Go ahead.
You know what I mean,
exactly what you mean.
The same was for you at the time.
I can relate, but I'm still in it. But anyways, let me move back to Fawaz. Can you tell us what you think Saudi Arabia brings to the table as really a new and emerging destination that offers rich itineraries and more?
Well, look, I mean, I've been lucky enough to visit a lot of Saudi Arabia, and I've seen a huge potential. I mean, you have everything here. You have local culture, which many destinations miss, authentic. You have beautiful nature, the best sea in the world, incredible landscape. On top of that, historical culture, good food, so much to do and so much to see. They need infrastructure, which is what is going to be done, I hope. But the potential is really great as a destination. And also, speaking to the people here, people were so happy that they had the possibility to enjoy more visiting Saudi Arabia, which many people had not done because they were always traveling. And being here for this year, that was a great opportunity. People were saying, I've never been to Al Ula, it was great. People were saying, I've never been to Amala, it was fantastic. Why go to Cannes when you have such a beautiful year? So it's really a great potential, I think. And it's, I mean, if you're here, it's a young, energetic population that's only eager to experience the world and their country.
So I think
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel Manfredi stole my thunder, and I'll just bring the point home by mentioning 3 things. Number 1, our unique heritage and culture. We have 5 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. 3 of them will be accessible through Cruz Saudi, 2 on the Red Sea, and 1 on the Arabian Gulf. Number 2, we have what I believe one of the most stunning marine habitat environments with some of the most resilient coral reefs in the world. And we're going to make sure that we're protecting it right. Number 3, ease of doing business and the business opportunity. We at Cruz Saudi are established as a one-stop shop to help cruise companies get into Saudi Arabia. To end that, just let me reiterate that with this launch, the cruise industry just began in Saudi Arabia. Cruz Saudi is a reality now. The Saudi waters are open. We welcome you to Saudi Arabia.
Thank you, Fawaz. Thank you. You know, I think of Saudi Arabia, having been there a number of times, as an undiscovered kingdom, and a kingdom that welcomes us. So there is much to see, there is much to experience. Let me move back to you quickly, Vago. What are the key changes you see in the future of the cruise industry?
Well, the next 2 years will signal, obviously, our industry re-emergence and return to sustainable growth. For this reason, we actually exploring new destinations. We very happy to hear Mr. Farooqui announcing Cruz Saudi. We've been looking, obviously, at the Red Sea as one, we heard, incredible destination, but we're also looking at the Arabian Gulf. As a matter of fact, we already having deploying a ship cruising in the Emirates, and I'm very happy to announce that from this year, from the next winter, 21-22, we will actually have our ship from Dubai to Qatar to Abu Dhabi, also stopping in Dammam, so in the Arabian Gulf, and that is obviously looking at Saudi Arabia, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in his beautiful offering. As well, I heard before Manfredi that was mentioning some of the incredible destination that we have, Al-Wash, Duba, beaches, so the possibility to develop new destination. And obviously this is a very interesting, even maybe one day to actually thinking of possibly looking as an offering a new destination. You know, our clients, our customer wants to explore new destination around the world, and to possibly have maybe a home porting operation in Jeddah, something where our clients can come from all over the world, embark on a beautiful ship and explore the Red Sea and visit all these incredible destination with excursion, engaging with the local communities in a proper manner. I think that's the way to move forward. We're very interested. I think as well we will see a differentiation on the size of the vessels, you know, possibly having smaller vessel going forward, especially for this type of destination, which will be very interesting. And obviously never forgetting environmental, you know, we heard before Mr. Farooqui, the pristine Red Sea, and obviously environment and cruising is so paramount, and they go well together, and that's where we invest in so much going forward.
So we're running out of time, so I apologize, everyone. But Barry, any last comment about doing business in Saudi Arabia?
Well, I've been many times, and I was super excited with the initiatives in Amala and Diriyah and other. And we're working on 3 hotels now in Saudi. And I think I say it's much more important than even the small hotels. Introducing the Gulf and you have an excellent advertising campaign on in the United States, by the way. I see this commercial all the time, and I think it's great because it brings understanding to the world and demystifies an area of the world that's not very well understood. It's such a culture of hospitality. I've always been felt very welcome and warm, and I'm looking forward to hopefully being part of that and bringing that to the world, because I think the natural beauty of the Gulf. I've dove and I've swam in the Red Sea. I mean, it's spectacular on the Egyptian coast, by the way, not the Saudi coast. So it's pristine. I think the planning is exciting. I think it's environmentally focused, which I am, and preserving the beauty of it. And it's a very different experience. So it should be part of all travelers' itineraries, and given its location, it's strategic to 3/4 of the population of the globe. So I think, you know, the delicate balance of pushing ahead in the right pace with the right products and doing it right. I've been very impressed with the leadership of the different groups that are working to develop these areas. So I'm thrilled. I think it's going to be, it's great.
Thank you, Barry. You know, we're short on time, so I want to thank all the panelists, invite people to get in touch on the Cruz Saudi website, which is www.cruzsaudi.com, and thank all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.